What a wonderful day to learn something new and open up your imagination. 'Cause it's story time with your friends. Story time with Miss Diann. So sit back and relax, 'cause Story Garden is about to begin.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the Story Garden with your host, Miss Diann. I'm so happy you're here today. I'm excited. I've been in the back room, in the green room, speaking to our guest. It was exciting to be with her because I haven't seen her in a while. And here she is, Miss Katie from Katie's Kids Corner. Remember that name because you're going to want to find her on YouTube for sure. Her formal actress name is Katherine Glover. And get ready because she is about to beam in all the way from England.
Oh, hi. Hi, Miss Diann. How are you?
Fine. It's so happy to have you here.
So nice to see you. It's been so long, hasn't it?
It has. So boys and girls, the way we met was on the set with Popular Productions, right?
Yeah, The Sound of Music, wasn't it?
Yes. And tell them the great lead role you had.
Oh, I was playing. I don't know if anyone's seen The Sound of Music on screen or on the stage, but I played the part of Liesel, who was 16 years old and almost 17 years old. Almost. She was the oldest of the Von Trapp children, wasn't she?
And you're wonderful. And your singing voice is so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And I remember all the kiddos that were part of the Von Trapp family just absolutely loved being on stage with you.
They were so good, weren't they?
They were.
They were absolutely amazing.
Well, you helped ease them, calm them down on stage too.
Oh.
Yeah. The director was incredible as well, I think.
So, yeah, John Payton. He was very good.
Very good. And he's from England, right?
Yeah, he is. He is, because I met him in London, and then we came over together to Dubai.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Well, live and learn. Well, I am so happy I was able to be on stage with you. I feel very honored. And I love watching your career grow. You've been in so many different things since The Sound of Music. And maybe you could share with them some of the things you've been doing.
Well, actually, we were laughing a bit about this earlier because, look, it's a bit of a stagey wall.
Oh, wow.
And that one there was The Sound of Music.
Yes.
And it's got Diann's signature on it, actually. She's a celebrity.
Sweet. And now you're doing something that I am just so thrilled and excited about, and I just believe it should be all over the whole wide world internationally. So tell them all about, ta-da!
It's Katie's Kids Corner. And it's a YouTube channel where I write and read to children all over the world story poems. I call them story poems, which means they're full-length stories, but the whole story is a poem. And it's got lots of rhythm and it's got lots of rhyme. And normally they're actually personalized as well, aren't they, Miss Diann? I do them for particular children, but any child can watch it. But normally the story is for somebody very special.
That is so amazing. So if I wanted you to do one for one of my great nieces or nephews, I could contact you, right?
Yeah, of course. And then I'd find out some information about them from you, things that they like, things that they say, and I write them a very special story just for them.
It's fabulous. But even what's so neat about that is you also send them a copy of you reading it, correct?
Yeah, because I think that story poems are particularly fun when they're read out loud. It's better than reading them in your head because they've got really cool rhythm and you can do cool voices and characters. So yeah, I think it's important to read it out loud as well.
And so I love that. But what I also love about it is not only is it personalized, but when anybody watches you on YouTube, it's just phenomenal. You make people love poetry. And,
Oh, good.
and as a former classroom teacher, poetry always seems to be the hardest to convey. But I think because the way you deliver it, and as you said, poetry has a rhythm. Sometimes it's la 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 la, and sometimes it's very, mellow.
Yeah, exactly.
And not all of us can do that, including me. You do it really well.
Oh, I'm sure you could do it really well, but yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's get started. I'm going to go to the green room and I'm going to let you get started, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So, everybody, today's story is George's Underwater World. And it was a birthday story for a little boy called George, who was turning 3 last week. And there were a few things that his lovely godmother, Lauren, told me that he loves and we wanted to put in the story. See if when I read it, you can spot them. So, he was always called by his parents the Pickle. Bit of a funny name, but they call him the Pickle. And he loves his mum, his dad, and his nonna. He loves the aquarium, particularly sharks. Very scary. And he always says a few phrases. He always says, "Me not a tiny boy, me a big boy." And if he was really, really proud of something, he'd always say, "Ta-da!" with his jazz hand, "ta-da!" So I wonder if when I read you George's Underwater World, you can spot all of these little personal things. Let's begin. Today was the day. They were finally there. Hustle and bustle, excitement in the air. Crowds of people, but he wasn't aware of them as they got in the queue at the London Aquarium. The Pickle, well, George, stood with Daddy and Mum. Whilst Nonna held his hand, he knew she would come. He'd always loved sea life. This was better than the park. And maybe, just maybe, he'd get to see a shark. As they entered, their world became blue and bright. George watched dancing fishes and squealed with delight. They strolled past sea creatures. Mum pointed them out. When George knew their names, he would jump up and shout. Seahorses, turtles, swimming near and far. When he named one right, he would give a ta-da! As they rounded the corner, the tank got much bigger. The lights were all dark, and in the water, a figure. Its fin was all pointy, its teeth looked quite tough. But George wasn't afraid. He'd seen scarier stuff. George ran towards it. Then he felt the pull in. Suddenly, he was bobbing up close to that fin. He splished and he sploshed and he splashed all about. Did he know how to swim? There was no time for doubt. He dived away from the shark and all round the tank, through caves and through seaweed, and he never sank. His swimming felt easy, a magical stroke. He laughed as the fishes all told him a joke. Da-dum. Da-dum. Then out of the darkness, the shark approached slowly. The creatures fell silent. The waters were shoaly. He moved towards George, his mouth open wide. A crab crawled up close, but did not go inside. But next came the strange thing, the real surprise. The shark spoke. He was friendly, despite his big size. "Happy birthday, tiny boy. It's nice to meet you." George was shocked the shark spoke, but knew just what to do. "Me not a tiny boy," his voice rang out clear. "Me a big boy," he added with no hint of fear. But what was that sound? He could hear friendly laughter. Daddy and Mummy were there, with Nonna just after. George realised his nose was pressed up to the glass, face to face with that shark, though he could not pass. Had he really been swimming, or just stayed on land? Had he spoken with a shark, and did he understand? Did he laugh with the fishes and dive through a cave? He didn't know for sure, but he knew he felt brave. George asked, "Did you see me in there, in the tank?" "Oh, yes, well done you," though Nonna looked blank. "It's time to head home. Come on, Pickle, let's go." Mummy and Daddy caught eyes, smiled at George down below. So he waved to the shark and his fishy friends too, and he swore they waved back, but didn't get a good view. And who would ever truly know what adventures unfurled for George on his birthday in his underwater world? Ta-da! Thank you! Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to my story.
Oh my God, that was just brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
I wish you could have seen my face, and the kiddos are just like, oh.
I hope that they could spot all of the things that we were looking out for, all of the things that he always says and all the things that he likes. I wonder if they managed to find them all. Ooh.
So kiddos, write me and tell me, and we'll put it in the newsletter.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of that, how can parents, parents listen to this too? How can they contact you? Because I'm sure there are a lot of kids out there going, "I want one."
Oh, well, there's a few ways. Obviously, there's my my YouTube channel, which is Katie's Kids Corner, and I would highlight that actually, even though they're personal stories, it's fun for everyone to hear them. They're not so personal that you wouldn't understand. They're always just a few nice little things. So you can listen to, I've got lots of other ones you can listen to on my channel. If you want one of your very own, they are, you send me an email to katieskidscorneruk@gmail.com, but that's on the channel as well. That's katieskidscorneruk@gmail.com. Also on Instagram at Katie's Kids Corner and on Facebook at Katie's Kids Corner UK. So you can find me in lots of different ways.
Lots of different ways. And the way, so parents, make sure you do so. Also want to compliment you, the way you animated, it's just so incredible.
Oh, thank you. It's so fun. I like that. Story's always fun if they've got lots of characters in it, aren't they?
Yes.
Do lots of voices and stuff.
But you're so creative. I mean, if someone sent me a bunch of adjectives about somebody, I'm not sure I could. It's one thing to write a story. I love writing storybooks, but poetry, yikes.
Oh, and it's so nice because people then come back to me afterwards and say, if their child enjoyed it, and I get little pictures of them with their stories. It's so sweet.
It's so sweet. Okay,
Yeah.
everyone, so y'all remember to contact her and get your very own video and
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say goodbye, and I hope you'll come back and visit us again real soon.
Yeah, I'd love to. Thank you so much for having me, Miss Diann. It's so nice to see you again.
Thank you.
And congratulations on the story garden. It's so cool. It looks amazing. I love that big logo you've got behind you.
Thank you so much. I'll see you in just a bit.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Well, boys and girls, wasn't that exciting? Katie's Kids Corner. Don't forget, check it out as soon as you're finished with the story garden today. And be sure to get your very own video and poem all about you. And watch online all the other ones that she has. You'll laugh your heart out. It's such a gift to do poetry. So I'm so honored to have had her here today. Well, that's it for the Story Garden today. But remember to have a great time. Go outside, look at the clouds, and use your imagination. Because what do I always say? Embrace your imagination. Till next time, have a great day.